Ever wondered where your hard-earned tax money actually goes? Every month, a chunk of your salary disappears. Every time you buy groceries, you pay extra. Every time you fill up your car, you pay more. It feels like we're constantly paying, but what are we paying for? Let's break it down and follow the money, because the answer might shock you. First, let's just quickly look at how many ways we're taxed. You've got income tax, which is taken directly from your salary. Then there's VAT, currently at 15%, which is added to almost everything you buy, from a loaf of bread to a new TV. When you fill up your car, a large portion of that price is fuel levies. If you enjoy a drink or smoke, you're hit with sin taxes. And let's not forget property taxes, car license fees, and even the taxes businesses pay, which they often pass on to us, the consumers. The bottom line is, whether you're a high-income earner or just buying daily essentials, every single South African is contributing to the national pot. We are all taxpayers, directly or indirectly. So where is all this money supposed to go? In a perfect world, our tax contributions are the lifeblood of the nation. This money is meant to fund the things that make a country function. We're talking about healthcare, building and running hospitals, stocking them with medicine, and paying for doctors, nurses, and ambulances. We're talking about education, constructing schools, buying textbooks, and paying the teachers who shape our children's futures. It's for infrastructure, maintaining our roads, ensuring we have a stable supply of electricity and clean water. It's for public safety, funding the police service to protect us, the fire department to save us, and the courts to deliver justice. And, of course, a portion goes to social grants to support the most vulnerable in our society, and to pay the salaries of government employees who deliver these services. That's the dream. That's what we think we're paying for. But now, let's talk about the harsh reality. Where does a huge portion of our money actually end up? It's a painful conversation, but we need to have it. A massive chunk is lost to corruption. We hear about it all the time. Billions vanish through shady deals, fake tenders for projects that never happened, and contracts with prices inflated to ridiculous levels. The money meant for a new clinic ends up in someone's offshore bank account. Then there's pure mismanagement. Funds are wasted on things that provide zero value to the public. Think luxury cars for officials, lavish office renovations, expensive overseas trips, and big bonuses for executives at failing departments. And speaking of failure, let's talk about bailouts. Billions upon billions of our tax rands are thrown into the black holes of failing state-owned enterprises. We're talking about Eskom, South African Airways, Transnet, the list goes on. These are entities that have been mismanaged for years. And instead of fixing the root problems, the solution is always the same. Take more of your money to keep them afloat for just a little longer. On top of that, we have the huge salaries and perks for politicians. While service delivery is collapsing in many areas, ministers and MPs enjoy benefits that most of us can only dream of. And here's perhaps the most frightening part: debt repayments. Because of years and years of overspending, borrowing, and corruption, a massive slice of our national budget doesn't even go towards services anymore. It goes straight to paying the interest on the enormous debt the country has racked up. Think about that. You're not just paying for this year's spending, you're paying for the mistakes and greed of previous years. You're not paying for progress, you're paying for their failures. Let's put some numbers to this to really understand the scale. According to official reports, South Africa collects over 1.7 trillion rand in taxes every single year. That is a colossal amount of money. Of that, a significant portion, somewhere around a quarter, goes towards paying the wages of the public sector. Now, for the scary part. The Auditor General's reports consistently flag hundreds of billions of rand in irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure every year. Hundreds of billions, and that's just what they can track. When it comes to our national debt, we are now paying over 500 billion rand a year just in interest payments. Let that sink in. R500 billion rand that could have built thousands of schools, fixed every pothole in the country, or equipped our hospitals, is instead just servicing old debt. So what's the real-world result of all this? You see it every day. You drive to work and dodge potholes that could swallow a small car. You hear stories of hospitals that have run out of basic medicine or don't have enough beds. Your children go to schools that are overcrowded and underfunded. We all sit in the dark during load shedding because the entity we bailed out with our tax money still can't keep the lights on. And despite all this money being spent, unemployment continues to rise, and poverty remains deeply entrenched. You pay more in taxes every year, but for many, life doesn't seem to get better. It feels like we're running on a treadmill, paying more just to stand still or even go backwards. This brings us to the core of the issue, the accountability problem. As taxpayers, we are effectively shareholders in this country, but we have almost no say in how our investment is managed. We see the reports, we read the headlines about billions being misused, but where is the punishment? Politicians implicated in corruption are often just moved to another position, or they retire with a full pension. Whistleblowers? The brave people who risk everything to expose the rot are often threatened, silenced, or ignored. The Auditor General does a fantastic job of uncovering the truth and publishing detailed reports, but these audits often feel like they just become another news story. We see the proof, but rarely do we see justice. The system that is supposed to hold people accountable seems to be broken. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with a critical thought to consider. Our tax money is the fuel that should be building our country, paving our roads, healing our sick, and educating our future generations. It should not be the fuel that feeds a machine of corruption and incompetence. Every single rand you pay is a vote of confidence in the system. But we have to ask ourselves, who or what is it really voting for right now? Because when citizens lose trust in the system that's supposed to serve them, that system is in danger of collapsing. The relationship between the people and the state is built on that trust, and right now, it's hanging by a thread. Thank you for watching. If this conversation is important to you, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more content that matters. Let's keep asking the tough questions together.